Cockpit to ground, remove the chocks. Cockpit to ground, disconnect ground power.
Chocks removed. Ground power disconnected.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up. Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Tow connected and bypass been inserted. Release parking brake.
Parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Ready to start the engines.
Ready for engine start.
Starting engine 4.
Start of valve open. %, and 2.
Fuel on, light up.
Starter off. Engine stabilized.
Starting engine 3.
Starter valve open. 20% and 2.
Fuel on. Light up.
Starter off. Engine stabilized.
Starting engine 2.
Starter valve open.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
%20 and 2.
Fuel on. Light up.
Starter off.
Tow is disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Engine stabilized.
Starting engine 1.
Starter valve open. %20 and 2.
Fuel on. Light up.
Starter off. Engine stabilized.
Good morning. Well, morning where I am. For anyone watching, welcome to the stream. Today we're flying the Felis 747-200 from Seattle to Denver. It's been a while since I've flown this, but I have flown it so much I would like to think I haven't forgotten how to use it, but we're going to see. So enjoy the sights and sounds as always. I'm available in chat. I promise I'll talk if anyone chats me up.
Parking brake released.
DB Vetter, good morning. Welcome. It definitely is. I would have to say it's probably, if not my absolute favorite, definitely in the top 5. Marcus, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Yep, rotate MD-11. I also like the rotate MD-80 a lot too. I'm waiting for the FlyJSim 727 and 737-200 to make it to X-Plane, because those are top favorites of mine also. How you guys doing today on this Saturday? You know, there used to be an L1011 for X-Plane 11, and apparently the guy who created it, who also created the DC-8 for X-Plane 11, died. So that's why it's just sort of stopped. It really wasn't high fidelity, but it was still fun to fly back in the day. Wow. Actually made it first time. Yes, I would love to see the L1011 in the sim world again. It was great. Okay. As you may or may not know, there is a checklist in here, but I really don't use it, but I have to remind myself I've done everything. I'm pretty sure I have. Oh. That. All right. Whew. Here we go. Moment of truth.
Stabilized. Thrust set.
knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
Flyby.
flaps 5. Flaps up.
Marcus, that's cool. I do that as well. So, but thank you for letting me know. Appreciate it. Was it this one or a different 747 that you first bought and learned? Although this one can be easy once you figure it out. Yeah, I didn't get into Microsoft Flight Simulator until 2020. I tried it for a little bit back in the 98 version, and then I didn't pick it up again. Actually, I left flight simming altogether in 2002. I went to school, and I had to focus on that, and I didn't pick up flight simming again until 2017. What kind of problems is it that you're having? Just overall, or lining up, or that last 1,000 feet? I have a horrible time lining up with the runway. I'm usually off to one side, or I'm too high on the approach, more often too low. So you're not alone is what I'm trying to say. If you're just joining the stream, welcome everyone. Flying the Felis 747. We took off from Seattle. We're on our way to Denver. And according to the overlay, we have about an hour and a half roughly until we get there. Felis 742 is so involved. SSG 748 is so much easier. Both are fun. Yes, they are fun. Different kinds of fun. The thing I like about the 742, which is the same thing with the 737-200, the 727, the Just Flight BAE 146. I love it when planes don't have auto throttle. Oh, the CRJ 200. Actually, all the CRJs. And I personally like having that extra level of having to watch my throttle all the time. I'm not saying people who want auto throttle are lesser. I like the extra challenge. Don't get me wrong, I still love flying Boeings and Airbus and Embraers as well. It's all right at landing. I can't really tell you why. I can land other jets, but the 737... Yep, I totally get it. I've got a couple planes that I really suck at more than other, and I don't know why. I have the hardest time landing with the MD-11. The wings are so far back. That just takes practice. I'm not perfect, but I've gotten better. Instead of doing circuits at an airport, I just find two city pairs that are really close together. I do, like, for instance, San Diego to LA, Tampa to Orlando, or vice versa, and things like that, so that way I can get more practice. For instance, if I were to fly from Tampa to Orlando, I'll land and then physically touch the ground and then take off again and then go back to Tampa to get a couple of landings. I've gotten better, but if you look at some of the videos, it's very rare I land that thing like it should be. But hey, it's all fun. Yeah, I'm getting better over the year. It's been out. Yep. It just takes time. The issue I have in learning aircraft is I have so many different ones in the hangar that I know each one a little instead of knowing one a lot. And some people, and I'm not saying this is good or bad, some people prefer having fewer but really knowing them in depth. I personally like having more and knowing them a little, but this is one of them that I really try to learn more. I just try to get it up in the air, get it landing pretty good. Do you have a lot of aircraft in your hangar as well? Marcus says, I've been flying 717, really enjoy. 717, is that in P3D? That's the only one I'm aware of. That's my trouble too. I have them. Yep, you have them all. And I just bought the Just Flight F28 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I already have too many there that I haven't flown in so long. I like the process of learning, doing a few flights, and then it goes back in the hangar until I think of flying it again. I'm actually going to be taking out the BAE-146 sometime in the next couple of days. I don't know if I'll do a live stream or just make a video. Probably live stream. I'll do one practice run beforehand. MD-11 is a hard plane. Yep. When I first learned it, I think it took me at least about 20 flights before I started really becoming good at it. I did a lot of videos on the channel when it first came out. I think they're still up. They're like some of the first ones on the channel. Okay, we got that. Put that in cruise. We are good to go. By the way, I just want to ask, how is the sound coming up? I think I finally got it to where it's good. Just wanted to check with you. Just flight BE146 doesn't work in XP2. Right. That is for X-Plane 11, but I also have it in Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's the one that I tend to use more now. DB, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I have recently taken out the BAE 146 and X-Plane 11, and I'm not saying it's bad, but I like the cockpit visuals much better in the Microsoft version. But also, I've got some airports now there in Microsoft, and I'm only going back to X-Plane 11 for the 727 and the 37 at this point. And maybe the Coronado Beach 1900D, because I like that little plane. Sadly, that won't be coming over to X-Plane 12 either. I play on my phone. It's not bad. Have to get a new computer. I've watched some videos about Infinite Sim, and I'm truly amazed at how good it looks. If I may ask, because I've never played it, is it difficult to play on your phone? The X-Plane for phone, and because by that point I was used to the computer version, I couldn't really do it. Takes a little bit to get used to using your phone as a yoke, but it's not bad. I just found out I can get a Bluetooth control. Oh, cool. When you say using your phone as a yoke, does that mean that you're actually taking the phone and, you know, turning it on the axis using the accelerometer, and that's how you turn the yoke? Or are there actual buttons on the screen that you push or slide? phone is the yoke. There's a slider on the phone. Ah, okay. You know, I'll have to check that out. See if there's like a trial version, just to sort of get an idea of how it works. It's a shame there's not a trial version of P3D. I would like to just sort of get an idea of how it operates. I've watched videos, but I've never played it. And at this point, I don't want to invest a lot of money. What's our speed? You can play for free, but if you want to play multiplayer, you have to pay monthly dues. Oh, cool. In that case, I think I'm going to check it out. I've got a lot of space on my phone, so I should have no problem fitting it in there. How would you say the learning curve is on that? I would expect that there's going to be some, but like, is it going to take a lot of reading a manual of some kind, or is it pretty easy to figure out for most people, would you say? They have training on it, but it's not like MSFS. It's basic, more or less. More or less, you just have to figure it out. Yeah. Actually, 4, oh my gosh, almost 4 years ago now, when Microsoft Flight Simulator came out, there's a gentleman out of London whose YouTube channel is called Squirrel. He did a series of pre-release videos on how to get started in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that is what helped me. That was a little bit more challenging to learn, but that was just because I'm so used to X-Plane, and each simulator is sort of like a language. You learn how it works, how to set up things, and Microsoft was a whole new language. And when it first came out, I flew it for a couple months, and because it was brand new, I also knew that it would take some time for the rough patches to get sorted out. So I just put it away, and about a year later, I started back up and devoted myself to learning that for a whole month. And by the end of the month, I got somewhat decent. But X-Plane is my sim of choice. And I'm not saying Microsoft is bad. It's just, this is my sim of choice. Do you have a particular sim you prefer? MSFS? And you have a lot of aircraft there, I suspect, huh? Whenever something comes out, I always tell myself, oh, I don't need it. And then I end up buying it anyway. When I first started back up in FlightSim in 2017, I was still using a Mac, which is why I went to X-Plane, because they're the only ones that you can use on a Mac. In fact, they develop it on a Mac. A couple years later was when I switched over to Windows, but when I first went in and I purchased it, I thought, oh my God, $60 is a lot. But when I think of how much I've spent on add-ons through the years, $60 is nothing. When I get my new gaming PC, I'll be back on MSFS. How much longer until you get your new rig, do you think? And what kind of specs are you looking for? I have a i7-13700K with a 4070 Ti, and I just got this 3 months ago. It's really doing the job pretty well. Not quick enough. I hear you. Hang in there. You'll get it. You're having it built, not a computer tech. I just tell them what I'm doing. They make it work. I'm the same way. I would rather want to pay someone to do it. I know it's, air quotes, easy to build it, but I don't have the patience for it. As I'm sure you know, there are many different companies to choose from. I got mine through a company called Velocity Micro, and the prices they charged were very comparable to other places. One thing I like about getting it built from somewhere is that there's usually a warranty through them, whereas if you build it yourself and something fails, then you have to hope that there's a warranty on the parts through either where you bought it or the manufacturer. That's just something I don't want to deal with. If I may ask, do you use any particular replay tool in MSFS? That's one of the things I'm struggling with right now, is trying to figure out which one works the best for what I want to do. If you're new to the stream here, welcome, welcome. We're en route to Denver. We've got just a little over an hour until we get there. We're in the 747-200 Classic by Felis. By the way, this is AutoOrtho for X-Plane that I'm using. And it looks really good. I'm very pleased with this. got back. I have another problem with DCS World. I have all the high-tech planes, but haven't learned one that is good enough to really play with others. And is that something that you just need time for, or is that a constraint in DCS World? Which, by the way, just so you know, I've never flown, so I really don't know. Steven, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Bear Den. It's me. I'm trying all of them. I have to pick one and learn it inside and out. Yep. Or pick a couple. It really just depends if how you want to do it. Do you use TrackIR or some kind of tracking? Because for DCS, I understand most people use that because of speed and how you need to be able to move very quickly. They're very hard with the weapon systems. Yeah, that's what I would imagine. I have watched some people either stream or their videos on DCS, and there's so much stuff happening very quickly, and it's amazing to watch. I know that that's just not for me, but I love watching others do it. I bought TrackIR, but it doesn't work with my setup, so I bought the head tracker. I haven't set it up yet. Is that the Tobii eye tracker? That looks interesting. I've got TrackIR. I've never set it up. Just because I've never set it up, I feel like I should try that before I invest almost $300 into something else. Tobii 5, yeah. Yeah, I've watched a few different streamers do their promotional videos, and it looks absolutely amazing. Question, maybe you might know, can that be plugged into a USB hub, or does the Tobii eye tracker need to be plugged directly into a USB port on the computer itself? I think Tobii works with XP12 yes, XP12, XP11, and Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I think it works for P3D as well. Oh, and DCS. And then a lot of other games like first-person shooters and stuff like that. not sure. I haven't tried it yet, even though I've had it for 3 months. I totally get that. But you'll find out one day. I've done stuff like that with aircraft that I've purchased, where I went ahead and purchased it, but I wouldn't touch it for almost a year because it just seemed too hard to learn. Waiting for my final computer table set up. And then once you have it, you'll go ahead and install everything and get it integrated. Okay, turn that off. 11, 11, 11, 11. Good. Any idea of how much longer you have to wait for your final table setup? I bought the MD-80 back in 2016. Still haven't flown it. I bought the XP upgrade though. Yep, actually the MD-80 is the one that, one of the ones that I bought, and it was a year before I tackled learning it. And once I learned it, it's like, oh my gosh, why did I wait so long? There's a channel. If you do want to learn it, there's a channel I recommend called Reflected Reality Simulations, and his name is Graham. He's UK based. He's a real world A320 pilot, and he goes through step by step everything. It's absolutely amazing. So that's where I learned. Have to get rid of my old computer first and then set up my new stuff. Reflected is okay, good. So you're familiar with them. I recommend his videos to everyone. At some point, some of the things that he teaches people are outdated, like the TU-154 was from so long ago, and Felis has updated things that it's hard to find new videos there, but he's really good. And he is, or was, primarily X-plane focused as well. He hasn't posted anything for about 10 months now. And yeah, he's good if you want to learn depth. I watched Felis 742 videos when it came out. Yes, that's how I learned the 742. I use Reflected Reality to get the depth and breadth of everything. And then Captain Canada is actually the one I use if I just want to learn how to quickly get things set up. So between those two, that's how I learn aircraft. Now that Captain Canada is primarily MSFS, it makes learning new X-plane aircraft a little challenging, but I eventually find someone I can watch. But yeah, Reflected Reality is great. I love his videos. Okay, we're under an hour from Denver. And we're under 500 miles. Excellent. It is extremely detailed. I have to rerun his stuff to get it right. Yep. I do the same thing. And a lot of times I'll watch his videos in the living room on my TV when I don't even have the sim on, because sometimes just hearing and seeing what he says when that's all I'm focusing on helps as well. It really just depends on your style of learning and what works for you. But you may want to try watching his MD80 video, because, like I said, that's where I learned it from him, and I'm so glad I did. And once I got in the habit of doing it, I kicked myself for waiting so long to take it up. Bought the Denver XP12 scenery, very good. Oh, forgot the dev. The dev's name is X-Codr. X-Codr. Great guy. I've chatted with him in the forums. He does good work. He also did Evansville, Indiana, and one or two others. In fact, I just flew the MD-80 yesterday, but I didn't do any verbal how-to or what I'm doing. I just did the setup. But yeah, Reflected Reality, Graham, he's good to watch. He goes into some detail, but not so much that you're like, oh my gosh, what happens next? As you know. Pilot Red Eye, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Hello. If I haven't said it recently, thank you for your support. It's always much appreciated. Reflector does missions on DCS now. Oh, cool. Is he streaming that on Twitch? Because I rarely watch Twitch these days because of all the stupid ads, but I understand they need it. Because he hasn't done anything on YouTube. Headphone alert. Ooh, that looks pretty cool, actually. He makes missions with the mission editor with voice actors. Oh, I'll have to check out his channel on Twitch, and hopefully he's got VODs up. It'll be interesting to see the DCS side of him. Interesting. On his Twitch, the most recent video is from 6th of January 23. I bought one of his missions for the F-14, 15 or so missions for 12. Interesting. All right, I got to start looking at the arrival figure out. Okay, we are at 35. And we want to be at 13 for Tishner. 4 through 2, 3 minus 1 is 2 times 3 is 66. Add 10%. Going to make that 75 before Tishner. Seven is 14, 20, 32, 45, 55, 56. Okay, so 17 before Folsom. Wonderful. I've never seen him on Twitch. I did once live, but he usually would cross-post some of his live streams to YouTube. But I only caught him live once on Twitch. Do you stream at all? That ortho looks pretty good. I'm happily surprised. You know what I got mixed up between reflective simulations for DCS and reflected reality for X-12? Ah, okay. I understand. I get people mixed up as well. I get a lot of things mixed up. That's what happens when you get older. I will have to check out reflected simulations. Is that on YouTube? Or is that Twitch? YouTube. Let me check it out. Reflected simulations. Dark Arts Mission Editor. Huh. 153, 12,000 subscribers. Wow. So he's definitely a DCS person. And he's been doing this for a while. He's got videos from 12 years ago. Wow. Cool. Subscribe. Need to check him out. I like the look of DCS. It's just too fast for me. Thank you for turning me on to this. DCS, and I can't read that next word because there's something cover it. Something, he has an accent. Ah, yes. Headphone alert. So we actually want to start the descent right after Hippie, so just before the 17.2 miles before Folsom. I'll start at 2,000 feet a minute and then shallow it out as we get closer. There is no VNAV as well on this plane, so. Yes, DCS is fast and furious. Sometimes I just have to go back to XB12. Yep. That's the nice thing about flight sims. You can choose what works for you and it can change. I know that there are diehards who believe in one and only one. And if that's what works for them, great. My issue is when someone is a single platform user, but they put down the other platforms. That's just uncalled for. Because all of them have pluses and minuses. if the horizon looks a little skewed, because it certainly does to me, I was using XP Realistic the other day, and I was in a turn, and the head anticipation was acting real weird, so I turned it off in the middle of a turn. And since then, the horizon line has never been straight again. I got rid of XP Realistic. I put it back in to try to make it work, and I can't figure it out. So I may have to do a complete reinstall of X-Plane. You have all of them: XP, Microsoft, TCS. Used to have P3D. Yeah, if it didn't cost a lot of money to get into P3D and get enough sceneries to make it look decent, and then the aircraft, I would do it. A lot of people have said if you're already on the platform, it's great, but it might not be worth it to invest in it now, especially with the likes of MSFS being what it is, even though it doesn't have a lot of the aircraft. It just really, again, depends on what the person wants or is able to do. Wasn't too serious in P3D, just bought a couple of PMDG planes years ago. Yep. I do have a lot of the PMDG planes for Microsoft Flight Simulator. They're good quality. There's no denying that. I'm looking forward to their 777. And X-Plane, the flight factor 777, is supposed to be coming out sometime in the next 10 years as well. I look forward to that. That should be sometime this year, somewhere around April, I've heard said. But up until recently, when I started simming, till I started streaming, Flight Sim has been more of my escape route from reality and life. I like to just immerse myself in something else and let the world disappear, the real world disappear for a while. Now that I've started streaming again, and I think I can't really, for reasons I won't bore you with, I can't really come up with a schedule, but I like being able to chat with people. So we'll see. Flight Factor did an update to the 777, so it kind of, kind of. I fly it off video and off stream in X-Plane 11. I have been able to fly it in 12. I've had the issue where when I disconnect the auto throttle, I can't move the thrust levers to get them into reverse. And I know that someone posted sometime that there's a fix for that, but I just don't have the patience to figure it out. It's all right, but can't wait for V2. Yeah, I'm holding off for V2. I'll still fly V1, offline, but I don't think I'll make another. I have one or two videos on the channel with it, but I don't think I'm going to stream the V1 or make another video at this point. But I'm looking forward to their V2. One of my hopes is that you know how with the Flight Factor A320, when you run it in replay, there's no sound? And I'm hoping that the 777 doesn't do that. There was a post sometime in the last couple months where they talked about custom sound set. And I asked Ramses in the forum, if there's going to be sound on replay, and I never got a response back. So I hope they take that into consideration, because that's for me, one of the disappointing things about the A320. Yes, I have that problem too. Good. It's nice to know I'm not the only one with that problem, and that I'm not terminally unique. And like I said, I've seen somewhere in the forums that there's a way to get around it by setting a couple keybinds, and when you come across that situation, you press one, then press the other, and then it works. And I don't know, the way my brain has been processing things, it's just too much for me. And it's also not worth it, since V2 is going to be coming out soon. I am curious to see which one comes out first, if it's Flight Factor or PMDG. And I don't really know where to put my money just yet. But I'll get both, because that's what I do. I know what to spend my yearly bonus on, Flight Factor. Hopefully your bonus will allow you to do more than just buy the plane. I hope so, yes. I'll be very curious to see how they price it. My understanding is that upon release it's going to be only the 200LR. What they haven't answered is, when they do come out with the 300, will that be included or will that be a separate purchase? And I'm thinking that it will be a separate purchase. I don't know, but now with PMDG, that's pretty easy to figure out, because on their website, that's how they priced it for P3D. So it makes sense that that's how they're going to price it, and that's how they priced the 737 for Microsoft. So I would imagine that they'll just follow suit with the 777, that they'll come out with a base plane, and then you want these other variants, then you pay individually for those. Thinking of getting the Thrustmaster Warthog HOTAS 600. Yeah, that looks cool. Flight Factor buying schemes are kind of confused. Yeah, they can be, because they've got so many different pieces to the puzzle, and they have a package that's A and B, they have a package that's A, B, and C, they have a package that's B, C, D, another package that's C and D. Yeah. I have seen in their forums when people have asked how it works that they have responded to it. So, yes, it can be very confusing. When the 767 came out, and it was already out when I started an X-plane, it was only the 300. And then there was some kind of an upgrade where you could have the 200 freight, and the 300 freight. And just by renewing the same activation, it knew that that was included. And then there was some kind of other upgrade. For the if you wanted the modern ethos system. That's probably the only thing I haven't gotten from them. But again, that's something else. Oh, the 400. 767 400. And again, if you just put in the same activation code that you had, it automatically knew that you get the 400 as well when you update. And they did the same thing with the 57, because originally that was just the 200 passenger, and then they did an extended version that included 200 freighter. There is no 300 freighter, not that I'm aware of. But yeah, they can be confusing. I'll be curious to see how long it takes them in Tollest to work on the A350. Let's see, it's early 2024, 567. I would say late 27, but probably sometime in 28, which seems like a long time from now, but it's only 4 years. But it takes at least a good 3.5 years to get something developed from scratch. Yeah, they would list the upgrade for $9.99, and I got nervous putting it in my. Yeah, a lot of people did, and they didn't explain very easily on the store page that once you put in your update, it automatically will charge you just the upgrade price, or that purchase is only for people who already have the product and it's an upgrade. That's how that works. Now with the Tollest products, the org store already knew if you purchased it, so when you went to the store page for the XB12 upgrade, you automatically got the upgrade price or saw it. And I'll be curious to see how this works with the new X-plane store that's going to be coming out later this year. $60, 100, 110 miles from top of drop. Good. 250 miles away, about 30 minutes. Wonderful. We're making it. Wow, this has been my best stream so far. 35 views, 7 likes. I'm not in it for the views and the likes, but it's pretty cool. Thank you for joining me today here, by the way, in case I haven't said that earlier. Okay, so the winds right now are 252 at 18, so I'm going to land on 6. We're at 35. I need to be at 11,000 at Captain J. 24 times 3. 4 is 12 through 6, 72. Add another 10. 82 out from Captain J. So 3 and 5 is 8, 12, 21. 24, 34, 51, 61, 63. So after B, B, O, C, O. Alrighty. I always watch your YouTube videos because you fly the... Yep. Don't get me wrong. I do fly some of the current ones, but I really like the classics. Thank you. And I think I mentioned earlier, I just got the F-28 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I'm probably going to need 2 or 3 weeks before that's stream ready. But I love that airplane from what I've seen in other people's videos. Do you have any particular classic plane that you like the most? Or do you just like them all in general? 750, 100, 120 miles. All right. Gotta love the classics. Yes, definitely. 727. Yes, 727. I'm going to be doing that again this week. Pick out a nice couple of cities. Nothing more than 400, 500 miles or so. The developer, Jack of FlyJSim, he has said on Discord a couple times that the 737-200 twin jet will be the first one released for XP12, and then at some unspecified point thereafter, the 727. Has to be TU-54 for me. You know, I have that. I've just never bothered learning it, and when I got it when I still had to pay for it, and now it's free. Do you actually fly that? Also the MD-11, all the flight factor planes. Yes, and I have all the flight factor planes as well. I prefer the 57, 67, and the A359. Oh yeah, World Tour right now, Leg 5 in Jakarta. Cool. Indonesia. I have the scenery for that from the org. Love flying the 150. So let me ask you, at least to me, it seems so hard to learn, but in your opinion, is it? You know, similar to the Rotate MD-80, where I thought it was so difficult. Once I was able to see a video that showed everything, I picked it up and kicked myself for not flying it for a long time. Let me know if anything. I'd be happy to show the basics. Truly amazing to fly. Yeah, please, because that's one that I would love to get into. I bought it, loaded it into the sim, got into the cockpit, and then went, oh my god! I've never flown it. And Reflected Realities videos, while great, are a little outdated, and things have changed with the aircraft. So parts of his video just don't work for me with the 154. But I would love to learn that aircraft. And it's probably easier than I think it is. It's just due to reasons I won't bore you with. I have a hard time processing new information right now. Everything is in Russian, but I picked it up when I heard it was free. Yep. When I purchased it, it was like a month before it went free. That's fine. I got all excited from the 747-200, and I thought, oh, I'll have to try his other plane. That's when I bought it. then again, I know that some people are intimidated by this aircraft, or even the 727. I'd like to learn it also. Hard to remember until you learn the layout. Yeah, I would imagine like anything, it's just a matter of repetition and practice. Once I have an idea of what the flow is, I'll do like the first 5 steps, then I'll go back, redo the first 5, and I'll add a few more, and I just keep repeating it until I get the whole flow down. And that's my general process for learning a plane. The BAE 146, even though I've learned the flow, I still need to use the checklist as a how-to. And that could probably be just age. I keep XP11. Yep. I keep XP11 installed for 4 or 5. But at most I'll probably have 2 or 3 of them on stream or in videos. One of them that I like is the Coronado F50, which I probably won't make another video or stream of. The leading edge simulation Saab is one of my favorite, and I wish they would update the darn thing for 12. There's no way of knowing if they will. It's flyable in 12, but because the flight model inherently in the sim is so different, I'm not even going to try it anymore. I have tried it. There's a video where I crash landed that sucker. And even if it did work, because of the lighting changes between the sims, the cockpit's just way too dark, and the lights just don't reflect enough in the cockpit. So that's why I'm keeping that in 11. What planes do you fly in 11? 30, 50, 61. All right. Make it 50 before flatty. 13, 23, 24, 34. You know what? Time to start down, because there's an altitude restriction. I'm going to set that for 21. Speed. It's down to 280. New Denny's open by my place. I'll have to check. You seen? Yes. I was on Vistacino, on that end of Vistacino, sometime in the last week or two, and that took me by surprise, because the only one I know is on Palm Canyon, and this one, I mean, yeah, brand spanking new. I'm normally not a fan of Denny's, but I have to go there. It's nice knowing someone else in the area. Enjoy, if you do go. These days I only go to Denny's in general, maybe on my birthday, But the last couple, I've gone to Lulu's downtown. Oh, I need... what is the elevation? 5309. Let's get this set. 53 is going to be about there. Wonderful. Haven't been there in probably 4 years. Last time was Christmas morning a while back. There was a guy who looked like Santa taking his break. Was kind of funny. Was that is that Lulu's you're referring to? I think for me last time was probably my birthday in July. A couple of my friends actually wanted to sit outside in July. I just said no. Let's do this. 1089. Course 263. My big plans for today after the stream, I'm going to get on my mobility scooter and go to the store, pick up a couple things, and then scoot myself back home. Woohoo! Your health been well. Well, the long and short of it is I've had COVID in September of 21, and the fever lasted 3 weeks, and it's long COVID. I've got a few different things related to that, but I'm on disability now, and I just got finally officially separated from my company January 25th. So that's why I don't get out much. And the prognosis is that unless something unforeseen happens, I'm pretty much going to stay where I am. But I get easily fatigued sometimes, and just even by flying planes, it can happen. I used to be able to do 3, 4, 5 flights a day, and now I'm lucky if I get through one, and it could be days in between. But I try not to let it get me down. Sorry to hear that, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Good, we're going to make the restriction. That's good. Where the heck is my mouse? All right. Okay. We're loading in scenery, apparently. That's rough. Yes, I already hear that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, let's shallow this out a little bit. 3 miles. You know what? Let's go ahead and bring it back. So we're supposed to top out at 22. Yeah, I used to bike ride almost every day, about 20, 25 miles. There's a particular loop that I would take around the city. And after the infection was over, I went out on the bike twice. And by the time I made it to the corner, which is, I mean, you can walk it in 2 minutes. By the time I made it to the corner, my heart rate was already up to the same as if I had been biking for an hour. And so I got off of it. I waited a week, got back on the bike, and same thing. And so I haven't been on a bicycle since. And I've essentially been told that I have to lead a relatively sedentary lifestyle. So that's what it is. As I tell people, and I mean this in a positive way, you know, I don't like it, but I'm used to it now at this point. It's not new to me. But at least I've been able to at least fly a little bit every day for the last couple weeks. That's good. But if you ever see me not online or not cranking out a video, that means I'm in another down cycle. It can be anywhere from a couple days to 2 weeks. Usually, historically. But it's all good. All right. Tot. 17 to 15. So I'll set this for 15. And we're going through 18,2996. Set that over here. Oh, I don't want to change that. There we go. And come on. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Ortho's not loading. I knew I should have cleaned the cache. It's all good. Staying positive with these circumstances, mark of a great pilot. I have to run, unfortunately. Have a great landing today, mate. Thank you so much, Pilot Red. I really appreciate you coming in to visit. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And enjoy Denny. Send me a report on Discord to let me know how it was. I'll brave going there at some point. Oh, here we go. Loading in more scenery. You as well will do. Thank you.
Now's the level on.
skewed. I thought that said screwed. Ah! Okay. I guess I better turn on fasten seatbelt sign for my virtual passengers. Put on the wing lights, runway, and inboards. What the hell? We'll have them stop smoking too. Party's over on the upper deck. So now I can set this for 13. Once I do that, oh, let's take a look at landing. From sim, set speed bugs. Minimum.
Auto brake off.
Actually, I'm not even going to use auto brake. I want to use the runway. Paid for it, gonna use the whole thing, damn it. Okay, let's go down at 500. Be above 12. Mickey. Denver has plenty of space for runways. Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories about DIA. I find it funny. I found it funny when I learned about that. Have you ever flown into DIA or Stapleton before DIA existed? Okay, 11,210. I'm going to put the outboards on. Ding the cabin. I feel like there's something I need to do down here. Nope. How about here? Oh, I can turn off the heat. Look at there. This is all good. 5555. Oh, 6. That's fine. Never been to Denver in real life. It's a beautiful city. But because of being the elevation, it's very easy to lose one's breath there, especially if you're not used to it. All right, I'm going to go on heading mode, take myself out of INS. DIA should be back here somewhere. Oh, there's the runway right there. All right. Let me flip up over to the fuzz is at 9,000. All right. I love watching the slats extend on this plane. Okay, we're at almost 10. Bring that down a little bit more. What's the VREF? 138. 143 is the approach. As a kid, I lived at 5,600 feet in the mountains of Papua New Guinea. My parents were... okay. So you have lived in high elevation before, so it wouldn't be new. It's not new to you then. Okay. Yeah, I've never lived in high elevation. I've only visited. Papua New Guinea is a place I've heard of, but it's definitely somewhere I've never been. Okay, 130 should get us. Now we'll make it 140. Can I shallow this out? Yeah. $108.9, 263, $108.9, 263. Bring this down to 200. Take this down to 170. This is the self vector portion. It's north of Australia. Okay. Wow. May I ask whereabouts in the world you are now? I'm in Palm Springs, California. In fact, it was a Commonwealth of Australia to me. Interesting. 26, 23. I'm going to make this 210 for now. Philadelphia. Wonderful city. When I used to live in New York, I went to Philadelphia often. Mostly just the downtown area. All right. Make that 220. Suburbs. Yeah, when people tell me they live somewhere, I kind of automatically assume the suburbs. I don't mean that in a bad way. South Street used to be happy. Yep. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 miles out at Buzz. Oh, that won't work for me. Oh, we're at 16, so I can stay at 190 for a while. All right, glide scope, glide slope. bring it down to 180. Another notch, gear down.
Flaps 10. Gears down, green light.
Thank you. There's the runway. In fact, in the MD-80 that I was live in yesterday, I flew into Philadelphia. FYI. Never been to the airport, but I like that airport. I would like to fly in or out sometime. 11 miles out, go down to 170. Platform is 7,000. We're at 77. I hope my landing doesn't suck. All right, 143.
Flaps 20.
Pressed the wrong one.
Flaps 30.
Also, need to put the spoilers active. The winds are off the nose at 20 knots. Okay, auto throttle off. Okay, auto throttle off. I'm sorry, autopilot off. Oh, please don't crash. Any day, any day. There we go. Okay, sterile cockpit. Thank you. 4 white, but that's okay. It's a long runway.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
No reversers, no auto brakes, just let it roll. Welcome to Denver, even virtually. Thank you. I'd love to do a replay, but ever since 1209, the replay's been crashing.
$60 knots.
Thank you. Yeah, it's, someone's trying to tell me that it's because of add-ons or plugins, and I've told them it was perfectly fine before 1209, so there's something in 1209, never turned that off, something in 1209 that has messed up the replays. So I'm hoping whatever it is, it gets resolved in 1210. Yeah, I saw that about 12.1 or 12.10. Well, it's really 12.1.0. They changed the numbering system. Okay, we're loading in scenery again.
Flaps up.
$30 knots on the taxi, but that's okay with me. So what I'm going to try, because someone suggested this, is at some point save the replay and then try to open and then try to do replay the normal way. But I think I'm going to, instead of trying to do it the normal way, I think I'm going to open that replay file, and then it's going to take a little bit to load. Because if I go immediately into replay, it's going to crash, and I don't want to have to start this up again. Have you seen the website for 1210, or that section of their website for 1210 on xplane.com, or I think it's .com. I mean, this is the biggie. I mean, when I got into X-Plane 11, the 10 version was just getting ready to come out, so I never went through the 11 beta. Turn off the flight directors. Put on the bleeds. Excellent. Interesting. Okay, there we go. I'm looking at the frames in the lower right corner. It got down to 24 there. Okay, I thought I was in the right spot. You don't realize how big country is until you fly. Yep. All right. Turn the lights off. Put the logo on, which I should have done. That's okay. I'm not going to get fired.
Parking brake set.
Thank you. And 1, 2. Oh, come on. 2 is off. 3 is off. 4 is off. I don't do anything by the rules. I try, but yep. I mean, the only reason I follow an arrival, SID is just for my personal challenge. Huh. Oh, I updated the 742. That's why it's only showing the 1. While that's going, I think it's a save flight. Yes, I want to save the replay. 2024-0224. KSEA-KDEN UAL. There we go. Fine. Over.